it sink in. Hip hop vibes, we break it down. Laughs and insights all around.
You're welcome, everybody. It's another great episode of Snake Cinema Podcast. I'm your humble host, Prince Elias, and today we have a epic blockbuster field episode because I am reviewing the Odyssey and also Spider-Man Brand New Day. And it wasn't planned on my part, blame Hollywood, but both films have Tom Holland and Zendaya in it, so it is what it is. But these have been some big blockbuster films, some films that have made their money back and then some, and made waves in Hollywood. And I finally got a chance to watch both, and I want to tell y'all how I feel about both movies. But before we get all that, this episode and every episode is brought to you by ENT Reptiles Orlando and TJ. Thank y'all for always supporting the podcast, supporting the channel, and supporting yeah boy. I love Orlando and TJ. Thank y'all so much for always having my back, always supporting me. And y'all, the episode where they come on to help me review House of the Dragons is gonna be fire. It's coming soon. It's coming soon in a couple of weeks or so. But yeah, so let's see. Also, I mentioned this on Thursday's show, the Shenanigans podcast, the HBO documentary, Monsters of God, that deal with reptile smugglers. Um, I did watch episode one on HBO, and the I haven't watched the others because life and work. But once I watch those, which will be this week, I will come back next week and review that and talk the controversy around, the whole reptile hobby losing their minds and their shit over it. But I will give y'all my thoughts. Because it's a documentary, I will give y'all spoilers. I don't give a damn about spoiling what it is. And to be honest, if you've read the book that's been out for years, The Lizard King, he pretty much these stories ain't new. This shit ain't new. These cast of characters, these people ain't new. So it is what it is. But I digress. Let's get to the news of the week. Now, this news is kind of upsetting. I'm not gonna say kind of. It is upsetting as a comic book fan, a Marvel fan, a fan of all the things. And I'm a firm believer that if you can praise something, if you can love something, whether it's a movie studio, a comic book company, an artist, a music artist, a band, if you can love the good things that they do, you also have the exact same rights to critique when they are on some bullshit. And so last week or a week before last, Comic Con happened, San Diego Comic Con. Marvel came out, announced a bunch of shit, showed trailers, had cast, celebrities. They always do the things, but they didn't do a whole lot because of D23. D23 is Disney's version of Comic Con that is happening, if not this weekend, right now, next weekend. It happens in August every couple of years, every other year. Um, and so we all know that the reason why they didn't do a lot of announcements during Comic Con is because they're saving it for their parent company, Disney, for D23 Expo. And so, but in the midst of them announcing the new Black Panther and who's playing young T'Challa, the son of Chadwick Boseman's character, um, and I think they showed some trailers and stuff of some other things that they've already announced to us. Um, After Comic Con, um, they announced the cancellation of some things, um, such as a lot of their Disney Plus shows. So let me pull up this article right quick. And it says and I quote, Marvel Studios has shifted to quality over quantity. That's hilarious. And I and bullshit, but they said they shifted to a quality over quantity approach, scaling back its live action Disney Plus slate and restructuring development. Um, and so they announced cancellations and shutdowns, including Wonder Man season two, despite the positive reception and renewal buzz and praise. The Solo Blade movie that they starring Mahershala Ali, Armor Wars, and they also threw in, I believe it was that a One Division spinoff show, Ironheart season two, and a slew of others. Even that that Marvel Dino Girl, I can't remember the exact name, but basically the Disney the children's show, the kiddie show that's on Disney Plus. They canceled a slew of things, TV and movies, and so and they still haven't announced or we haven't heard anything from the Wakanda animated show, whether that's whether that's still happening or they asked that. It's a lot of stuff that Disney Marvel has promised us, announced to us, gave to us, and yet they now it's gone. Or they gave us a season and now they're like it's out, even though those shows were so successful. Season ones were so successful. But we still getting these dumbass regurgitated live action out their animated shows. But they talk about they want to focus over quality over quantity. See, that's why that's that's why I don't pay for this stuff anymore. And that's why I'm glad I didn't pay to watch Spider-Man. But it's just crazy that and I said this on threads, and a couple of the Marvel fanboys got upset with me and tried to argue with me up and down, like I'm not a former Disney cast member, like I did not work for their company at all, or I wasn't a shareholder of their company, or I haven't been supporting the Walt Disney Company ever since birth, and that I didn't go to film school and got a bachelor's degree in film and video productions, and that I don't study this stuff, including all major studios, all the big studios. Y'all forget, even if Kevin Feige doesn't want to cancel anything, like Kevin Feige could come out and say, I wanted to continue these stories, blah, blah, blah. At the end of the day, who writes the big checks? At the end of the day, who gives the green light? At the end of the day, who owns Kevin Feige and Marvel and everything under the sun? They are at the behest of the House of Mouse. And so Kevin Feige could want to create all the stories that we want him to create. And I'm not shooting him no bail. I'm not defending him, but I'm just saying, hypothetically, he could have wanted all these shows to stay and continue them and continue these stories and give us season two of Ironheart and give us season two of Wonder Man and give us all these and give us Blade. So I'm pretty sure Kevin Feige really wants Blade in this MCU. They could give us all this shit, but he cannot do anything. He cannot move. He cannot drink a cup of water. He cannot piss in the toilet without Disney's permission. And that's just facts on that. That's just straight facts. Kevin Feige may be president and CEO, but he's not the owner. Owners make the decision. So all you fanboys on threads who got mad because I had tweeted, and I stand by what I said. I stand by what I said. I said um had Brian Coogler and Sinners not been so successful last year, not just culturally, but box office and award wise, like Ryan Coogler defeated all three. It was a cultural phenomenon with Sinners, with this being an original story, not something based off a comic book, not something based off something that's already exists, not a remake or reboot, none of that. An original story that got cultural influence and significance, that won damn near every award show known to man. and made their money back and then some. Had he not done all three, mark my words, Walt Disney Company, not Kevin Feige, not Marvel, Walt Disney Company would have canceled Black Panther 3 just like they canceled Blade. That Black Panther 3 would have been on the list of cancellations that they were going to let go had Ryan Coogler not been so successful with Sinners, because these movie studios, they look at these directors, they look at every project these directors that they hire, they look at all of their resumes, including what they're currently doing, even if it's with another movie studio. Because Sinners wasn't part of the Walt Disney Company, I think it was Universal. But Disney was paying attention. Disney was looking. Just like they look at everything Sony do, they look at everything Warner Brothers do. These major companies look at each other's wins and losses to determine where they're going to write their checks and who they're going to write their checks to. They could love a director this year and be cold on them the next, based off of project to project. So I stand by what I tweeted, and can't nobody argue me up and down, because at the end of the day, I know the Walt Disney Company. I follow Bob Iger to a T. I followed the CEOs before Bob Iger to a T. The new CEO, he's still under Bob Iger. Like Bob Iger, yes, he is retiring. He stepped down as CEO, but that's still his mentor. And the Walt Disney Company does not give a damn about Marvel all that much, like we believe that they do. And they don't give a damn about, all they care about is who they're trying to appease right now. Who they're trying to appease right now is white male conservatives. It is what it is, because that's the climate we live in. That's the world we live in. That's just like just like when everybody was being performative and fake love of Black Lives Matter and all. Well, the reason why we got so much black shit in the beginning was because they were trying to win the black audience. They were trying to win people of color, women, queer folks. The reason why we got all this shit is because they were trying to win a certain audience. Now that they won that audience loyalty, they're going back to where they started, where all they care about is white males and what does white males want. That's all they care about, because to them, that's where the dollar lies. It is what it is. Again, because even Kevin Feige has admitted in the past, in past interviews, he has admitted that Bob Iger and them Disney did not want a Black Panther movie to begin with from the very beginning. He had to beg and damn near threaten to walk away and leave the Marvel Studios as head of Marvel Studios if he did not get the first Black Panther movie. So if Disney did not give a crap about the first Black Panther and Kevin Feige had to fight for that movie to be made, what makes you think Disney cares about the sequels of them? You know what I'm saying? So, anyways, yeah. So I can love Marvel and support Marvel and love the stories they produce and love the actors and the movies and superheroes, just like I can do anything under the Disney Pixar umbrella. But I can also critique them when they be on some bullshit. And this announcement of all those closures, all those cancellations, all that stuff was some bullshit. And can't nobody convince me otherwise. Orlando, thanks for coming in. Oh, nah, you good, bro. You good, bro. I appreciate you. You good. I was going on a rant in my news segment. I haven't even started reviewing yet. But thank you for tapping in, ENT, the sponsors of the channel. I appreciate y'all. Okay, let's see. Is there any other news of the week? Nope, that is it. That was all that was on my mind. I knew I had to rant about that. I was just so disappointed in Marvel because, but it's nothing. It might be something. To be honest, I don't even think it's new for Marvel, but A lot of the Disney fans, a lot of the Marvel fans, the comic book fans are so shocked online. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I can't believe they did that. This was so successful. I can't believe Wonder Man was such successful. It was this and that. That was such successful. We've been begging for Blade. They've been teasing Blade. They've been promising us Blade, and they canceled that. Blah blah blah." And it's like, yeah, like I said, benefit of the doubt, Marvel might have wanted these projects to keep going, but the Walt Disney Company does not care. All they care about is the remakes. Honestly, the live action, all they care about is cheaply, how cheaply they could do these things. And it's not just the movie studios, it's across the board. It's merchandise, it's the theme parks. And y'all know I love the theme parks. I used to work there. I still go there every couple of years to run races and stuff. It's like Disney will be making thousands, not thousands, billions of dollars on something, billions of dollars on something amazing, and they'll cut it and cancel it to save money elsewhere, somewhere else. They do it all the time. They'll come out, D23, they'll come out and say, "We're going to do this ride. We're going to build this brand new hotel, this new resort. We're going to give you 5 new cruise ships, blah, 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 blah." And by year 3, they will either announce they canceling those ideas, or they'll just scrap it and don't even announce it. They'll just hope you forgot that they said, or they promised you that they were going to do some stuff. Like they could be in the middle. The Imagineers could be in the theme parks today in the middle of building a brand new ride that Disney announced 2 years ago. And CEO gonna be like, "Blip, blip, blip, blip. Hey, 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 I decided I want to build a theme park in Abu Dhabi instead. So yeah, let's just scratch that. Y'all get out of that and we gonna fly y'all out there instead." Like they do it all the time. They do not care. They don't care. Honestly, if you're not a white male, they don't care about your outrage. They don't care about your opinions. They don't care about what you want. All they care about, and if it means canceling something that made them money to get them more money, that's how greedy is. That's how greedy capitalists are. If I can cancel or get rid of or destroy something that is making me money, if I know it will something else will make me double or triple that money, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. And so it is what it is. So all you fanboys who said, "Oh, Marvel will never do this, they will never cancel Black Panther. Black Panther is one of their most successful franchises, blah 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 blah." If Mickey Mouse called Kevin Feige and say, "Let's do it," they gonna do it. Kevin can have tears in his eyes and he's still gonna do it. He gonna cancel it. If Bob Iger or whoever his new successor call Kevin Feige today and say, "You know what? I know we announced Black Panther 3, but we're gonna go in a different direction." Kevin can't make it. He is president and CEO of Marvel, but he still has a boss. And he can't give the green light or write checks until that boss gives him the green light and write checks. It is what it is. You got to deal with what you got. It is what it is. I'm sorry to tell y'all this. I know y'all think, "Oh, they made $1 billion with the first and second Black Panther. That is safe. That's a safe franchise." It's not a safe franchise. None of these franchises are safe. Black or not black, it's not safe. But it's especially if it's a black franchise. None of these are safe. None. None of it. Orlando said, "I'm so ready for the House of Dragons episode. I got a list already." I know you do. I know you do. I need to quit playing and make my own list. I'm gonna do that when I do when I rewatch, when I binge watch all of them all over again. All I gotta say is justice for Big Sheep. Big Sheep, justice for Big Sheep. That's all I'm gonna say. Justice for Big Sheep. That's still my baby. Gonna park the truck and go live with you during that episode. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You got no choice. Y'all better pull up at a gas station for an hour. Let's see. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and talk about these two movies, The Odyssey and Spider-Man Brand New Day. Let's do who I want to do first. Let's go ahead and do the Odyssey first. And again, for both of these movies, well, the Odyssey, I really don't care because the story is old, 1,000 years old, and everybody should know it. We done read the book, the poem in school. We done read we done read the poem. We done Homer's Odyssey and all that stuff. We done did all that in high school. We know how this gonna be. So I really don't care about spoiling that, but I am going to be vague and not spoil Spider-Man Brand New Day because not everybody has watched it yet. Um, you sound funny as well 3 times like a chip. Orlando, just don't worry about the replay. Don't worry about my mama rant. Just come back to now to present tense. That's crazy. Orlando trying to catch up real quick. That is funny. All right, so The Odyssey, directed and brought to you by Mr. Christopher Nolan. Now, before I get to The Odyssey, I have to be honest. I am not one of these Christopher Nolan fanboys. In fact, I hate more of his catalog than I love. I know that's controversial to say. I know. Cancel me. That's controversial to say that I'm not really care about Christopher Nolan stuff. Um, Oppenheimer was cool. It was cool. I think I just love Karen Gillan, the main actor. I think I just love him more than his acting than I do like the actual story of Oppenheimer. Like he did his job in that role. But I'm gonna be honest. I do like The Dark Knight. I get why people love The Dark Knight. Batman is my absolute favorite DC hero. He's not my absolute favorite superhero in general. Nope. X-Men got that down pat, but he is my favorite out of the DC universe. And so I loved The Dark Knight. Hell, I even loved Batman Begins. I love that. So I would give Christopher Nolan that. Um, I'm looking through all his other stuff that he came out with. Inception was cool, but I'm gonna be honest, I didn't watch it when it first came out. One, because I was young and in the streets. When Inception first came out in 2010, you know, I didn't watch it when it first came out, but when I finally did watch it, I felt like it was overhyped. I felt like um I felt like it was overhyped, and I felt like people were just, I don't know. It was just like once I saw it, maybe I would feel different if I saw it in real time in 2010 when it came out, but I didn't see it till many years later. And by many, probably 3 or 4 years later. And I was like, this is what everybody's praising Christopher Nolan of. Like, it's cool. The action sequences is cool. I love Leonardo DiCaprio. Like, it's cool, but it wasn't like, it was mid to me, honestly. It was mid to me. And I know that's controversial. It's controversial, but I'm sorry. Inception was mid to me. I hated Tenet with a passion. Tenet was just trash to me. And I'm pretty sure I got a review somewhere in the past of it, of me going on a rant, but Tenet was trash to me. Um, and I didn't even bother to watch Dunkirk because it certain look, I'm not a Christopher Nolan fan. I'm not a Christopher Nolan fan. And for me to come up here and try to defend Christopher Nolan today is very, very shocking for even for me. You know what I'm saying? Because out of all of his catalog, besides The Dark Knight, Dark Knight is number one. Can't touch that. Out of his whole catalog, the Odyssey was the Odyssey did not warrant the outrage at all. First of all, everybody was outraged based off casting, as if white people wasn't playing people of color for years, as if white people didn't play Asian people in movies. They didn't play uh, Polynesian people in movies. Like they did not play Africans, Black Africans in movies. Like So, and again, this is based off a poem, off a fantasy. Yes, it's Greek mythology, but depending on who you believe in, depending on your beliefs, I'm gonna say all this is fiction. Zeus, Hercules, all these folks are fiction. It's a cyclops in this movie. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all were mad because of Lupita being Helen of Troy, which she is beautiful. She's like, in my opinion, maybe because I'm black and biased, but in my opinion, she is like one of the most beautiful women in the world. Argue with your mama. But then y'all got mad at Elliot Page. First, y'all thought he was a totally different character. Y'all was mad because y'all thought he was a totally different character, and he was not. He was something totally different. But again, this is fiction. That's like me getting mad at any casting in the Lord of the Rings or any casting. And I feel like the Odyssey is the exact same thing. I see it the same as the Harry Potters. I see it as the same. So for me, Greek mythology is just as fake as all this other shit. Like, and maybe that's just the agnostic in me. Sorry to offend Greek folks, but I just feel like, y'all get mad and hate him for casting actors to do their job, act, not to be historically accurate, because again, this is a work of fiction. Like, come on, y'all. Anyways, enough of addressing the incels, the losers of the world who bitch and complain about a movie before they even saw the movie. So, oh my gosh, yes, Orlando, thank you. Gods of Egypt. That was, and that's not the only one, but that was the biggest sin. Gods of Egypt. Whole white cast. Whole white cast. Like, come on, y'all. Like, it's just crazy. It's thank you. Orlando said caught up. He finally caught up. Inception was mid. Tenet was trash. Dunkirk was all right. I'm hopeful for the Odyssey though. Like, I'm telling you. The outrage was so fake and unwarranted. And now that the Odyssey came out, people saw it. It's a big success, a box office success. Critics loved it, fans loved it. Now the incels are coming up with they're pushing the goalposts, new things to complain about. And it's like, whatever. Like, y'all are full of shit. Y'all are full of shit. Anyways, I digress. What was there? It was a live action Disney movie. I can't remember. It was trash. It failed. It don't matter. But they cast Johnny Depp as a Native American, a whole Native American. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all been whitewashing historically accurate or, people, cultures since the beginning of Hollywood. Black people weren't even allowed to act back in the day with black and white films. So y'all had to do the whole minstrel, put on blackface and stuff. Like, come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. Anyways, I digress. We're done with that. We're done addressing that. Let's talk about the movie, The Odyssey. Now, even though I'm not the biggest Christopher Nolan fan, and like I said, the only thing I really loved was The Dark Knight. Oppenheimer was cool. Inception was cool, but very overhyped for me. And again, I say that as someone who did not watch it when it was first released. I watched it years later. Um, but I will say this. I will say this. When you think of Christopher Nolan, you think of beautiful, perfect, amazing cinematography, amazing practical effects. Even if he uses CGI, it still seems so seamless and beautiful and visually stunning that you don't even notice the CGI. But a lot of stuff he used practical effects, like the scenes where Odysseus, Matt Damon's main character, is battling the giant soldiers. Um, that most of that was practical. There wasn't CGI. Like he used little people, like body doubles, smaller body doubles, and with giant, like people who are like 4 foot and like 5 feet, like against giant 6+ foot tall men, and did the shots that way. Like most of this was practical effect. Now, yes, they did use CGI. We're not gonna sit here pretend like they didn't, but Christopher Nolan don't make ugly films. That's what I'm trying to say. He does not make ugly movies. This beautifully shot. Cinematography is perfect. The color grade, the seams, like there are so many shots that I could see posters mounted, frames of this movie could be mounted on people's offices or in their houses. So like this is a work of art visually. And y'all know I'm a visual person. I like seeing things. Like that's my favorite sense in on earth. Like because I'm a photographer, I'm an artist. So visually, Christopher Nolan does not make ugly films. Beautiful film. You know, I can imagine because I did not watch this in the theater. I'm be honest with y'all, but I can imagine when people said it looked amazing in IMAX. I bet it did. I bet it did because it looked amazing how I saw it, and I was just like, "Damn, this is a beautiful film." Acting, acting. Shout out to Anne motherfucking Hathaway. Anne motherfucking Hathaway. That white woman can act her ass off. I mean, Anne Hathaway has been in Hollywood damn near my whole life. Gotta be over 30 years. Like this woman, her resume speaks for itself. But in she was so fucking. If she don't get nominated for Oscars and Golden Globes and all this other stuff, if she don't get a nomination at all for this film, I'm going to riot. I'm going to riot. Everybody did amazing. Even with Lupita and Elliot Page, with all the controversies, they weren't in the film that long because the story isn't about them. They're side characters. But with the little runtime that they got, the little few minutes of the film they got, they were amazing. Tom Holland, Zendaya, oh my gosh. Matt Damon and Zendaya working off each other in those scenes, in those dialogues. Chef kiss. Y'all gonna quit. Y'all gonna quit hating on Zendaya. Some of y'all are kind of like acting like y'all are fatigued of her because she's in every film and she's been dominating Hollywood and doing the things for these past couple of years. And I think this year alone she has 4 films coming out. Yes, this one, this of course Spider-Man, and then I think it's like 2 other films later on this year that she's in. Um, and of course, she just completed the Euphoria series. So I know people are fatigued of seeing her. Oh, Dune, part 3 come out this year. So I know people are fatigued of seeing her, but that girl is talented. That girl is talented, and she's proved it in this movie. Uh, just playing off of Matt Damon and her character, I just love it. It was amazing. Everybody came with their A game. Everybody, even the side characters. Charlize Theron as Calypso, like even the little characters that you probably only seen for like a few seconds or whatever. Great. Oh my gosh, Robert Pattinson. Y'all gonna get out. If you still hate Robert Pattinson, or if you still think Robert Pattinson is the Twilight guy, you ain't been paying attention. You have not been paying attention. Robert Pattinson is an amazing villain. Like I love him in this movie. Like Robert Pattinson killed it in this movie as a bad guy. He is amazing. I was so ready for him to kick the bucket. That's how good he was as a villain. I was ready for him to go because I was sick of him. That's how evil and great he was acting. Like hands on, hands down. I can't complain about the acting. I can't complain about the cinematography. I can't complain about none of that stuff. Like chef's kiss, chef's kiss. Story wise, if you've been in high school, if you've been in college, you know the Odyssey. I ain't gotta tell you how it is. Um, I can't tell you how. I can't. I, it's pointless for me to go through the story, but I will say I've seen multiple renditions of the Odyssey. I believe there's one that came out in the '90s, a while back. I saw it when I was a child. There's so many different versions of the Odyssey out there. So no spoilers. It doesn't matter. It's all about this guy Odysseus, fought in battle, blah blah blah, trying to make his way back home because some men trying to get his woman. They trying to kill his son. They trying to take over. He trying to get back home, but not only does he has to fight all these mythical creatures, the Cyclopses and all this other stuff, and go through all these different challenges. He has to battle with himself, which is why I love the scenes with him as Zendaya because he is mentally battling with himself and his past and who he is as a man. It's the Odyssey is like the original hero's journey, hands down, amazing. It's a tell as old as time. It's an old story, but this rendition is so good and so epic and so beautiful that um I have no complaints. Oh, shout out to our guy Ludwig, Mr. Wig. The musician who always works with Ryan Coogler, the music artist behind the Center soundtrack, all the Black Panther soundtrack. He does so many scores for so many movies, but he's always been partnering with Ryan Coogler since the beginning of their careers. He did the score for this film, and the score, the music, the soundtrack behind it. Our guy Lou did a great job. He did a great job. The score, the background music, like it really elevated, especially the fighting scenes, and all this stuff. Shout out to our guy Lou. He gonna win. He gonna win some awards for this one for best score, best movie score. He gonna win. He just having a great run, a great era. Great time. Anyways, this movie is long. It is, but it was worth it. It was worth the runtime. I did not get tired. I did not look at my watch to see what time it was. I had a great time. This film, it was. I want to say it is very close to The Dark Knight for me. That might be controversial. That might piss some people off. I'm just being real as someone who is not a Christopher Nolan fan. This movie is kind of right there. Dark Knight might have a little edge still, just for nostalgia and Heath Ledger's performance and stuff, but the Odyssey is very neck and neck close to it. I love the Odyssey, and it made me want to. I haven't gone to see it in theaters, but it makes me want to go see it in theaters. But super, super great, super amazing. It's going to win all the awards. Christopher Nolan's going to sweep it all. He is. It is what it is. But I think for the first time in a long time, he deserves. He deserves it. This movie, I had a great time. I loved it. Matt Damon, the whole cast, everybody did a great job. So what do I give the Odyssey? 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. It's on my top best of list of the year. I automatically claimed it. It's probably not number one yet. There are other things that I've already seen and still have yet to see. Dune is still coming out. Doomsday is still coming out, so I can't say it's number one, but it's up there. It's definitely top 10. It's definitely top 10. I loved it. 10 out of 10. If you have not seen the Odyssey because you was waiting to hear either from me or other people, go see this. Go see it. Mitzi, thanks for tapping in. I saw you slipping in. I appreciate you. Yes, the drama with Robert Pattinson, that was a good one too. He's just a good performer. He's great. He's great. If people be like, "Ooh, I don't like that guy. He's the Twilight guy," like, come on now. I love his version of Batman, of young Batman. Every independent indie film that I've seen him in, like the drama and stuff, he's a great actor. But I love him in this one. He's a great villain. He's amazing. Let's see. But Anne Hathaway is in 4 movies this year as well. Facts, facts. They can't get tired of Zendaya when some of these other girls are in just as many movies as she is this year. Yes, Robert does have range. I love actors who can be chameleons. They're not one trick ponies. They can do multiple different genres and they can be a good guy this film, a bad guy this film, a sympathetic character in this film, a supporting character in this film, the main character, and still be like amazing. Ashley, thanks for tapping in. Appreciate you. Yep, yep, facts. So that's my review of the Odyssey. I think that Orlando crazy. I want a plate too, doggone it. I need to come to Atlanta. What y'all cooking over there? um, but yeah, if you haven't seen the Odyssey by now, go see it. It's worth the hype. You know, certain Christopher Nolan films aren't worth the hype. They're just people going crazy and glazing him, sucking him off. This one is worth it. This one is definitely worth it. And I feel like the whole controversy of who he cast in his film was very unwarranted. I mean, the proof is in the pudding. He know what he doing. He knows what he talking about. He knows his work because they made all their money back and then some and got high audience and critic scores. Because sometimes the audience and the critics do not. The critics can love a movie, the audience hate it, and vice versa. Critics can hate a movie, the audience love it. Across the board, equal. Everybody loved it, except the incels for the world. But somebody deliver to me. Orlando, y'all still come through Memphis. Somebody deliver me a plate. And meet me at the gas station at the pilot. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You probably cooking some stuff I'm allergic to anyway. Let's see. Uh, next up. Now, this one is going to be spoiler free because not everybody has seen it. And I don't want to give stuff away, but I did see Spider-Man Brand New Day, and I want to tell y'all my thoughts on that. And if I could, and if I'm able to whoop Marvel and Disney and say that y'all are bad for canceling my favorite shit, y'all are bad for canceling all these black shows and black movies, y'all are greedy and horrible and full of it. I could come and praise them when they do good. I can do both. That's what a real fan does. A real fan will love you when you're good, but also hold your hand and critique you when you mess up. So now let's talk about Spider-Man. Spider-Man does what everything Spider-Man does. We have Spider-Man Brand New Day. Plot synopsis, which y'all really don't need it, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it to y'all. Plot synopsis: Spider-Man Brand New Day is a superhero film directed by Destin Daniel Cretton and starring Tom Holland as Peter Parker. It follows an isolated adult Spider-Man living in a world that has forgotten his true identity. Set years after the events of Spider-Man No Way Home, Peter Parker works a full-time job as a street-level hero in New York City, coping with total isolation and watching loved ones move on without him. He faces unseen new threats in a strange physical evolution, forcing him to seek help from Bruce Banner and cross paths with the Punisher. So that is your plot synopsis, and I will not spoil anything. Let's talk about what I love. What I love, um, the action, hands down, the action sequences, the fighting sequences, Spider-Man flying because he is starting to develop his arachnid um powers. Because y'all know, in the past, thanks to Tony Stark, he was able to shoot webs, with technology and things like that in his suit and stuff like that. But now his arachnid is taking over, and a lot of his abilities and powers and stuff are naturally developing in his body, kind of like mutants and stuff like that. Like he's able to, it's starting to take over. So not only is he coping with living in a world without his friends and them not remembering him and things like that, and him pretty much being by himself, he he now has to deal with his physical body, like acting out and wilding out, and him trying to control his natural powers now that he's going full spider. You know what I'm saying? And then, of course, not only does he has to save the world from this new bad guy, which I will not spoil the villain, but he has to try to he has to try to save the world from this bad guy, this new villain that we were introduced to, as well as clash with the Punisher, because the Punisher, for those who don't know, the Punisher, he also solves crimes in New York, but he does it in his own, way, tough way. His own methods that people don't like because he's a no games type of person. Um, and so him and Spider Man are like button heads because they both have two different ways of doing things, two different morals of how to save the world. And I love their dynamic. I love first of all, John Berthal, great job as the Punisher. I love this rendition of the Punisher. I know some people might have some critiques of his rendition of the Punisher, but I loved it. Um, but him and Peter Parker going back and forth, getting in each other's way, arguing, fighting, and I love that Peter Parker. He is more adult. He is more mature. He's not the little boy that used to hide behind Tony Stark or hide behind Doctor Strange and be like a little timid kid or nervous Rick. Like him and Frank Castle, the Punisher, be going at it like, stay out my way. No, you stay out my way. Like get out of like it's just it. I just love that whole dynamic. It was hilarious. Um, let's see. But anyways, yeah, like I said, him flying across New York with the webs. My favorite scenes. My favorite scenes are the fight scenes. They know what they were doing with this one. I do love that this is a perfect representation of loneliness, isolation, across the board, like the whole mental health, the whole grieving people who are still alive type thing. I do like that theme of this and the fact that no matter what, Peter Parker doesn't let what is done to him destroy him. He doesn't allow it to take him down a dark path to where he ends up like these little incels online who are like, I'm lonely, so everybody's evil, everybody's the bad guy, women are horrible, blah blah. Like he's showing what healthy masculinity is. This is a perfect representation of healthy masculinity, even in the midst of isolation and sadness and depression and grief and people who are still alive. They just don't know you. Like the relationships are gone or are dead because they don't know that you exist. You know. And so I feel like Tom Holland did an amazing job as this rendition of Spider-Man, of this Spider-Man growing up. Like everybody has their own favorite Spider-Mans, whether it's the Tobey Maguire or Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man rendition of Spider-Man, or even the Spider-Verse, the Miles Morales universe over at Sony. Like everybody has their own favorite rendition of Spider-Man. This right here, I've always liked Tom Holland, but I feel like this particular film, this rendition of him, hands down is my favorite. Hands down my favorite. And this is my favorite Spider-Man movie out of the whole MCU version, the No Way Home, Far From Home, whatever. All those Spider-Mans that we've gotten so far, this is my favorite one. I do like the villain, but I do have some critique. This is where my biggest critique, the third act. I felt like this villain, even though I really, really love this villain, and I'm happy this villain is here because it introduced everything that I love about Marvel into the universe. I have my critiques because I feel like this villain got away a little too scot free. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying not to spoil it because I want y'all to go see the movie. But I feel like out of all the villains that we've gotten in the past with Marvel as sympathetic, like Killmonger, for example, Killmonger, we understood why Killmonger did what he did in Black Panther. We understood why Namor did what he did. We understand how uh, Wanda became who she was. We understand, we get how these villains are created and these bad guys are created. And we sympathize and empathize with them. That's why they're so amazing. And the same goes with this one in this movie. But I feel like, unlike the villains of the past, sympathetic villains of the past, they all got their comeuppance in some form or another. They all got punished in some form or another, whether it was death, jail, isolation, curse, whatever. Everybody got some sort of comeuppance. And I feel like in this movie, it was way too tame. It was way too, like, she was way too protected. And I know it's because she's kind of um into it's kind of like a test for Spider-Man, pretty much like a moral and emotional test for Spider-Man and his character. It was a key to his character development, but there should have been some sort of consequence because this villain did a lot of horrible things, like horrible, horrible things. Even the horrible things to Spider-Man, and he didn't do that too. Like he did that, like he didn't even want that type of form of evilness, the meanness. Like this villain is mean. This villain was willing to kill innocent people who had nothing to do with any of the situation of why they're the bad guy. And it's like, and it was just, I'm not saying this person completely got away with everything, but it was just way too tame, way too, I hate to say Disney Channel-ish, but it's like, oh, yeah, you did horrible things, but I get it. So go on about your merry way. I ain't gonna let you die, or I'm not gonna let you go to jail. Like, no punishment whatsoever. Like, that's how we gonna end the movie. And I get it. We're trying to end the movie on a positive note and trying to show that there is hope out there in the world, um, despite all the adversities and all the BS. But it was just I had and because of this particular character, this particular villain, and their powers and how they were operating, now I have more questions than answer. And I'm afraid the way Marvel is going, that we're never going to get the answers to those questions. It's just going to be glossed over. Like I don't think the answer to my questions are going to be answered in Doomsday. I do not think it's going to be answered in Doomsday at all, or any of the future stuff. But it's just like oh, I'm trying not to spoil this for y'all, but it's just like, come on, y'all. Like the third act really, like I had fun. I had fun with the movie, but I was just like, wait a minute, wait a minute. Like, so we just not gonna address this, and we just gonna gloss over that, and we just gonna let should we just gonna let her slide? Like I get it. I get why you're mad. I get why you're angry. I get why you want revenge. Just like I get Namor and Killmongers. But Killmonger still died at the end of the movie. Like Wanda still ain't got her happy ending. Like there are so like this person just going off to green pastures having a good time. Like I just and I know it's a cliffhanger because they're going to bring this person back. They're going to bring this person, this character back. But it's just like I have so many questions. I'm confused. But I don't. But despite my critiques and despite my questions that I feel like Marvel will never answer for me, I had a good time. I had a really good time watching this. And like I said, this is my favorite rendition of Spider-Man. This is my favorite character development of Spider-Man. Everybody did a great job as far as acting goes. I have a feeling, without spoiling, I have a feeling that Marvel is trying to get rid of or maybe recast the Hulk in the future because Mark Ruffalo, I love Mark Ruffalo. He's like my favorite Hulk character. But I'm afraid that um his standing 10 toes down against the atrocities of Palestine and calling out government and calling out Trump and calling out Netanyahu and not and not letting up with not being for this war and stuff. I feel like Marvel is going to find a way to get rid of him. They might recast the Hulk in future. I don't know, but I feel like they did. I feel like after watching this film, this might be the last time we see my boy Mark Ruffalo. Besides Doomsday, he might be in Doomsday, but I feel like we're coming to an end of an era, and I love Mark Ruffalo. I love him as an actor. I love him as the Hulk and Bruce Banner. I just feel like we're coming down to the end of days, and it has nothing to do with his acting. It has nothing to do with the story. It has everything to do with Disney um, bending the knee to this administration, like they've been doing for a minute. So I'm kind of scared because I like Mark Ruffalo, and I think he did a great job, kind of helping and mentoring, Tom Holland's Peter Parker in this movie. I love their dynamic as well. I think they did a great job, and even with the fight scenes with the Hulk. Oh my gosh, that's just amazing. I say all that to say I really hope my fears don't come true because I really want him to come back, but I feel like the way the House of Mouse has been operating, it's inevitable. I think after Doomsday, we're not gonna see Mark Ruffalo's rendition of the Hulk, and I hate that. I hate that. And I feel like it is what it is. Jay, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Dickhead, thanks for tapping in. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for supporting. So, what do I rank? Let's see. I thought you were about to say get rid of Tom Holland. They better not mess with my celebrity hallbacks. No, no, no. I don't think that. No, Tom ain't going nowhere. They're gonna protect that boy. He ain't going nowhere. But yeah. Uh, it is what it is. Anywho, anywho, how do I rank Spider-Man? Brand New Day. 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I loved it. It was amazing. It was again. This is my favorite Spider-Man. Action scenes are great. Him and Frank Castle, aka the Punisher, Chef's Kiss. I need more of that, and it kind of makes me want to have Tom Holland and Deadpool even more. I know Disney don't want to do it, but we've been begging for Spider-Man and Deadpool to come and class. Like we've been, and this makes me want it more. I want it so bad, but it is what it is. My son loves Spider-Man. Ah, everybody loves Spider-Man. But anywho, yeah, 9 out of 10 is my score because I still the villain, and the open end, all the questions I have after watching. Um, yeah, yeah, 9 out of 10. Great movie, one of the best. And even though I still have my reservations for Doomsday, even if Doomsday I end up hating it or not being that big of a fan, at least I got something Marvel that I like this year. And Spider-Man is definitely it. So I'll take it. I'll take it. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, if you have not seen Spider-Man Brand New Day, go out and see it. Go out and see it and then discuss with me all the spoilers later on. You know what I'm saying? But that is it for this episode. Thank y'all for tapping in live, and thank you to the replay gang, those who are going to be watching this later on the playback. Hashtag replay gang. Next week. Next week is all about the documentary Monsters of God, the reptile smuggling documentary on HBO Max. I'm going to watch all episodes and then I will come back and tell y'all. And then at some point, either the week after that or the week after that, House of the Dragons, season 3, featuring ENT. Cannot wait. That's gonna be great. But anywho, I got to go. I'm tired. It's early. I'm probably gonna get called into work. So I will tap in and speak to y'all next week. Oh, OTB podcast, Royal Caribbean Exotics tonight, and Sophisticated Ignorance with Wiz, and the Wiz Tang Clan tonight on Wiz Constrictors channel. I appreciate y'all. I thank y'all. Y'all have a good one. Again, shout out to our sponsors, Orlando and TJ, ENT Reptiles, and we will catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.